Hi everybody, Mature Simmer here. So it's been a while since we've been here in Train Simulator. Actually, when I looked at it in Steam, I'm exceeding 3 months since the last time I've played this. So, been itching to get back in here, but time and everything else has just stopped that from happening. But even looking through what I was going to do here started to get me more excited, because I've got a lot of routes that I've added here in the game back when I initially got it and kind of went and had a really good Steam sale. So I wouldn't be surprised if I have about 100 official scenarios that we can still work through here across all the routes that I have. But I was leaning heavily toward just sticking with a route that I had been working before. So this Granger Heartland across the Great Plains here in the center of the U.S. was a good one, from Kansas City to Topeka. So I'm going to pick up here with the fourth one. It looks like when I did the intermodal, didn't quite do well enough to get any stars on it, so maybe one of these days we'll return to it, but there's just so many things to do at this point. I'm going to go ahead and work on this one, and hopefully this will become a little bit more regular for folks of Train Simulator here. Then I'll have things on the channel. I think it's a little kind of one of the easier sims to do and get in as far as the editing side, because once I'm in, I'm just kind of really providing you what happened. There isn't a lot of cutting or things like that, like some other sims that I might be using. But with all of that, let's see what we've got here. So it's Industry Standard Part 2. We've just finished running a freight local bound for Industries at Miller, which is what we would have done in Industry Standard Part 1. Second part of this trip requires you to do some switching duties. Sort the cars into the right yards. So I'm going to go ahead and get going. Conductor, we're almost ready to carry on. There's been a couple of trains each way and not enough time for us to get back out onto the line and then back in without holding anyone up. We're going to run around the consist using the main line 2 and couple to the other end of the cut. Then we'll sort them into the right places. So let's take a quick look. So we've got to go via Miller 2, which is here, and then stop at Miller 3. Where's Miller 3? So, okay, so that's us there. Alright, so we're going via Miller 2, and I guess Miller 3. Or wait a minute, stop at Miller 3. Interesting. Okay, well. So, I should be able to go forward here. So we've got to go 1.26 here. Oh, hold on. Whoops, that's the brake. I just didn't have the brake on. Like I said, it's been a while. So, alright. So, brakes are off. There we go. Because behind us, I think, if I head out, yeah, we're there, so. Now, let me, whoops, whoa, no! Got my controls messed up here. So, yeah, we gotta go 1.36 miles. So let's just make sure. I think we're good. But let's just take a quick peek here. Alright, yeah, we're set that way, because we don't want to go on the siding. Alright. So, I'll speed me up a bit. But the moon coming up at 9:37. It's one of those mornings. So that's the confusing part, because I think we're on Miller 3, but, you know, we're kind of doing what it's asking us to do. So I just want to be careful, but I want to move along. So we're green. And the goal is obviously, you know, do as perfect of a run as we can, but that's the thing with Train Simulator, like, there's only so much that you've got going on. So we just turned red there. So maybe Miller 3's like further out. So I suppose, let me pop over here and then let me look. So, like, maybe I need to go past, because yes, I think I'm going to get on the other side. And that's kind of what it said, is to go ahead. So let me, at this point, stop, because I think I need to go now to get to the other side and couple to it. Alright, we're stopped. Alright, so I want to switch to the next vehicle here, and then we'll get the brake off. So we're going to let that go, but I think I need to go to the other side. You know, on this at least, now I'm on that side there, and then we'll just... Because again, now I can go... Whoops, you know what? I need to change the switch here. Oh no, it looks like it already did it. So we're okay, because I'm like, that's gonna take some time. So we're gonna go via Miller 2. And, you know, we're going a good ways. And then we're going to want to kind of stop at Miller 3 on the other end. So I want to move along, but I don't want to go crazy. So we're going to get on the other side of this consist, and then we're going to couple up to that. And then we're basically then going to go and sort these out at the yard. So we've got the Miller approach coming up. So at this point, I'm just kind of going to let myself get by, and then we will move over. So yeah, we've got some lumber. I'm imagining we're going to be obviously dropping the things off the back first. Alright, so let's see. So now we're going to want to start slowing down, because we're yellow. But we're going to want to get past there. I think if I go too far up, I'll be technically at emergency, so I don't want to do that. Alright, let me look back here now. Where are we at? Alright, so that flipped. So that's good. We're now clear. So we're going to stop here. Did that give me credit? Or no? It's going to tell me later. So now let's flip to the other one. And pull this off. So release everything, but it'll take a bit. But here, we should then be able to go. Now again, we're not going to be able to go more than 15. So I do want to be careful that I don't go too fast. And then that will get me to Miller 3. And at some point I need to stop on Miller 3. I was going to say, I was getting nervous. I mean, I saw the switch. I knew it theoretically had it in the right place, but I'm like, that is not moving. But, you know, I gotta remember the wheels aren't like ahead of me, they're kind of under me. So in theory, we've got like a minute to where we're estimated to get there. But you know, we're out here in the middle of Kansas, basically. So we want to be careful, because yeah, I'm gonna have to stop, and I could stop at this point, but we'll get a little bit closer so that we don't have to move too much once we get there. Alright, and now we're gonna do that, because the last thing I want to do is run into the train. And then it's probably going to have us hold for a while. There you go. And then we'll get the credit of doing that, because right now we haven't gotten that credit. And then it's going to tell us to couple to all those cars. So there we go. Now we need to release again, so we'll release the pressure, and then we're just going to want to creep forward once everything drops down. There we go. And you know, now's the challenge of just kind of getting there. It's going to slow down as it goes. You know, anything below 3, I think, works pretty nicely. There we go. So now we're coupled, and now I assume we're going to want to switch. So let's see. Now we need to take the 3-bay hopper to Miller Siding 765. Which is which one? 764. Alright, 765. Goodness. So this is where it gets kind of tricky. So we want that there, I think. Yep. So we've got that one set. That one set. That one looks like it's set. I think these are good. So we're going to want to basically pull ourselves forward, and then I guess it will work after that. So let me go this way, and now we're gonna head out this way. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I want to go the other way, obviously. Now, I guess what I want to make sure, am I... No, I'm going the correct direction. Alright. So yeah, now we need to move along a bit. But we've got a long train behind us here. Most importantly, our distance is ticking down, so we're in the right location. But that is basically then where we're going is there. But we can't change over to that until we get the entire consist past that. Alright, and it's probably going to slow down pretty fast, but maybe not. But we're trying to, you know, get everything done. We're on yellow. We've got to be careful, so we're kind of allowed to do these yard movements. We're green here. You know, so we're not breaking any signals or anything like that. And then the trick is basically where these signals are, I need to get the train past that. So put on a little power, just get ourselves going a little quicker here. So every little bit helps when we're as long as we are. But if we hop out, there we go. Alright, didn't mean to do that, but trying to remember how we get to the other side. I guess it doesn't entirely matter. Oh, okay. That's how. Alright, but at this point, this will give us the view. So now, I'm gonna start reducing. So I'm gonna drop that down. Because again, I need to get far enough that it will let me do what I need. Okay. So that I think should work. Alright, so now we're there, and now we just need to make sure we're blue all the way to there. We are, and then we just need to drop the 8 3-bay hoppers. So that is what I am doing. So I'm going to get back in here. But at this point now, we're going to go backwards. I'm going to turn this off. Again, everything will drop down eventually. It's taken a while. And then we'll want to get moving that way. Again, we're going to be a little bit long here, but then we're heading down that siding there. So it'll be these 8 here that we're going to want to deliver on. So we're going 0.5. And the thing is, I probably want to slow this down because, well, I don't know. I'm thinking it might be a 10, but I'm not entirely sure. So let's see. Center the player. Let's go back here. Alright. So I just want to make sure he's rolling where he's supposed to be. I mean, there's no reason he shouldn't be. But you know how that goes. So there we are. So we're heading back down there. And there's just a ton of trains down that way. But this is a big part of trains, is just sorting everything out. But very nice rolling stock here. Say, I don't know. It's a pretty good view today. I like it. Alright, I was worried once we got on here that it might be 10, but it doesn't look like it is, so I think we're okay. But again, this is the nice thing with trains on, you know, a non-grade, because really we're at 0.0 here. They just kind of roll, their momentum. You know, an object in motion tends to stay in motion, Newton's first law of motion. So, but there we are, Miller siding 765. And I need to get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I need to get to that one. So about a third of my consist. Just kind of counting in my head there. So we're finally from the bridge here with the engine. And if we come back here, there we go. And then we'll be turning down there and there. And just sliding right in the center is going to be what we're doing. But I'm going to speed it up a bit just to get ourselves back there now that we know we're not hitting any 10 mile an hour things. or that we shouldn't. If we do, we're going to hit it really soon. Alright, so now we're back up to 7.5. And again, when we're going from 5.5 miles an hour to 7.5 miles an hour, like, you can kind of see, but it's a pretty cool sight, weaving around as we are. But again, we need to get all of these white ones on there. So we got 2, now we have 3, so we don't have to go super deep, you know, nor can we really if we think about it. You know, there's a good amount there. But we are what? 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So I want that one to basically be in. And so we're just about there. So I'm close enough that I'm going to start slowing down, because there's no reason, again, to go too far in. So we're on full service here. But it's a big train, so that's the other part of it. Like, I went a good ways in. And then we're going to want to uncouple. So we're checking here. So we've got our locomotives up here. So now we want the back 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so at this point, this is where we need to decouple. So we need to change the direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is where the challenge sometimes happens, in that we want to decouple when we've started moving. Right. So now we're there, and see, and then they just stay there. So now we're doing the next couple cars, and so that gets us there, because otherwise sometimes you recouple back onto where you don't want to. So let's see, let me decrease this and let's take a peek, because now we want to go to 7, 6, 7. Alright, so we're actually not going very far. So I just want to get past that, and then I can just turn around, although, well, I need to stop at Miller Approach, so I suppose let me get the front car that far. So, because in theory I could do it earlier, but the only way the scenario knows we did things is it's basically going to have us get to Miller Approach, which is this area here. So we're going to have to pull forward enough that we are touching that, and we're able to obviously do what we need to do there. So in 0.8 miles. And then we'll be able to get the switches flipped, and we should be okay. So we're just going to let that go. But, you know, I think we just need anything to be at that point, and then as long as I'm touching it, I think I'll be good. So I think it's just giving me the holes. Well, at this point, I think it'll roll on there no matter what. And then we're going to want to stop. So now both of the locomotives are there, so that should be good enough. Let's see if we get credit. We do. Alright, and so now let's pop back here, because we want to get to 0.67, so that's there. We need that one, and then we need that one, or 767, and that should get us there. And then we're going to marshal the rest of the hopper cars. Okay, and then the tank cars. So basically, let's take a quick peek here. So before the... So we're basically doing all of these that are at the tank. So we're going to turn that off. And then once we have that going, we will return and get moving backwards here and get ourselves where we need to be. So this is where I kind of move along. Now this will go a little quicker because we're -8 hopper cars. So I'll be able to zip through this pretty quickly. And you can see we're a 1/4 of a mile at Miller Siding. So we're not very far. Alright. So we're going to go there, and we're already coming in here, and then we're basically going down there. Just make sure everything looks as it should. It does, because these are all manual switches. And I'll probably just let it coast in there. So basically the last track there, so the white one, I think is telling us then that we are changed and going where we need to go. There we go. And now the trick is, how many of these... How do I know what the tank cars are? That's going to be a bit of a challenge, in all honesty. Alright, so I'm going to go to full suppression here. So the question is, am I on? Because I have, what? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. But then how many tank cars do I have? Ay, ay, ay. What do I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So that's probably the best way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I still need more of these pushed back. So I've got to go further back. Because they are not at this point on the siding. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I need that point there. And now I can do it. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yes, we are good. Come on, we need it to stop. You know, guess we have room, but that's still a long way back. So the challenge becomes, let's see, where is my slider? So if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that is where I want to break it. So between 8117, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Goodness. Oh, wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So yes. Right, so we're letting it go down. And then again, we're going to decouple once we start moving forward a bit. Okay, the three tank cars go a bit further away on 765. So now 2, 3. So we did it at the right place. You know, so then we're just moving a bit. Alright, and again, I'm gonna put this down, and then we just need to figure out where 7.5... Oh, that's more than a bit farther away. So, let's see. So I need to pull everything up, and then it's kind of going to be automated switches at that point. So we're going to get ourselves going. Again, I need to get out to Miller Approach. So let me flip that back on, and again with the shorter train, I think that will be, you know, more than adequate, because like we're not out of the switch yard yet here, but we've only got like a quarter mile to go. I want to be careful that I don't speed. That would be really disappointing if I lost some operational points here. But yeah, what ends up happening sometimes, which is why I've kind of learned, hey, do it the way I did it, is sometimes you fall back and you recouple, and then in the scenario it gives you an operational error. So if you just decouple right as you're starting to move, those cars don't have enough speed to be able to do anything else. See, like at this point, we're probably set where we need to be. Oh, no, we're not, because we're not off of the piece yet. So never mind, because we're going to have to basically go to version 3 there. But let's see. Now, not yet, because that has to switch away from that. So let me go back in here. Now are we good? No, not yet. So I might have to go further up than I thought. Or maybe it'll just do it when I stop here. So let's do that, and let's see. Because at this point, like, it's not a mechanical thing, but it may again do it once I'm here. And it might have to check that off. But we've stopped at Miller Approach. We didn't leave that space. You know, we didn't go too far. So we should be all right. Alright, so now, yes, it's all set. It's blue. So I need to get the 3 tanker cars back there, and we're at almost a mile. But once again, it's going to be 15 miles an hour, so it's going to take a little bit of time. And then I think we have to come all the way out to Miller Approach again. So yeah, I guess it's 0.89 miles, but still. So, you know, it's telling me 70, but we're going to go onto the siding right away, and then we'll be at 15. So, as soon as we hit that little line with the 15, but this is basically just a decoupling exercise is what we're dealing with here. But if I can get myself as close to 15 as I can, then at least I'm moving as fast as I possibly can here. Again, I can go over a little bit, I just don't want to go over a lot. So we've got the 3 tanker cars, but we've got to go way past where we did. So this was the siding we were going down, and now we're going, you know, this was where I picked this consist up from, was Miller 3. So we are on that, but then I think Miller 756 is kind of right there. So if I pop over here, like, there we go. We're going down You know, we've got a ways to go here. But I'm pretty sure, I mean, it might be the next one. Let's see. Because, yeah, actually we're not going down. I'm guessing we're going to go on to one of these. Actually, it's Miller 769, which is where? Interesting. So how are we going to do that? Alright, so 758, so we are going to get some over there. Oh, I see, I'm just stopping at 769. It'll just be my my engines at that point. So yeah, it's the next one, but we are then going to come back and put some over here, which will require some more manual signaling. Or may. We'll have to see what's set, because right now I think it's set to go that way. I'm not sure. I guess I need to stop worrying about it before I make a mistake. So again, because I have a ways to go, and again, I just need the last 3 cars on there. But I can go a little quicker here, and then go ahead and place that. But, you know, now we've got a long way. Alright, so 3 cars on there. We'll probably just let it go. Because, yeah, when we came down, like, this is then where we came up, I think, and then used Miller 2 to go by. So, like, we were starting over here, close to this space. But, yeah, we're not going to the next one, we're going to this first one here. So got gates down, everything's working. Let me get myself slowed in case somehow that becomes a 10-mile-an-hour one. That would really stink. Because sometimes, you know, we're supposed to know that those are slower. But again, I need to be, like, enough past, so really, like, now is where it's saying I'm on, and what that does is it allows obviously other trains to go by. Is that me? Or is that like the factor? God, that is a terrible sound. Alright, so all 3 are on there. Alright, so we're gonna flip this again. We're going to go to the couple. And again, tanker cars, so it's these 3, so that's where I need to decouple. We need to release this. And then we just, once we have no brakes, we start moving, and we decouple. Here we go. There we go. Finally, the center beam cars, alright, go on 758, which we just passed. Just seems like they're they feel like they're moving, maybe, you know, but they're not, so. Alright. But see, I have to stop at Miller Approach, so I have to go all the way out there again. That's crazy. Because I don't know that you'd really need to do that in real life. But that's what they want us to do, because once again, I think otherwise they can't tell. But this is the point of moving things around. Like, we needed to get all that done, you know, and we run the risk. Now, it looks like, maybe he's passed, because again, there's a turn. But no, I think he is passed. Because if we had gone a lot faster, obviously, and I don't know that we could have realistically and maintain the speed limits and so forth, the train track would have been used up and I couldn't get out there on Miller Approach. But like if I had been a bit slower, I might have had the danger of that approaching train, but we were able to do all that work before he arrived, so I'd say that's pretty excellent. But we've got to go the half mile, and then we've got to come all the way back. But before we move, once we get there, we're going to go ahead and make sure the switches are set, so forth. Well, actually, I guess I could do that now. So we're going to 758. So that puts me at 7, and that puts me at 8. So, you know, in theory, once I get past this, like, the auto switch should change. I just don't know that it does. See, because, like, right now, like, I'm clear. And so I think that's what the scenario needs you to stop at Miller Approach and go through that step. So then it can execute whatever it takes to flip switches. Like, I've never tried to create my own scenario. There's a scenario editor in the game, in the sim. I've just never tried to utilize it. But, I mean, the good news is, because now I already have this changed, like, I do just need to get onto the platform, so 0.19 miles, and then we'll be good. And again, we're green here, so that's good. But, oh, now it did flip, so, but we are at 758. But once again, it won't, like, let me do that before I get to Miller Approach and stop. And so, see, that's probably why it was yellow before, because that train was coming. And it was like, well, you know, you need to do your thing. Alright, so we're here, and then we will slow down and stop, and this should be our last stop point. And then we just drop those cars, and then we park our locomotives, and then we're all set. So there we go. So of our 11 steps, now we'll be done with 9 very soon. There we go. So once the timer goes, so once again we'll flip around, but I'm not going to touch the brake because the train could roll and then I won't, like, it'll give me an operational error for what was happening. But these are why the things are like medium difficulty and so forth, because of those type of challenges of like recoupling and things like that. So alright. So again, we've got a much shorter consist, so our power is going to speed us up faster. So like we were going at 50% before, but there is no reason to get that high this time. So again, we're just going to get moving at 15 so that we can make and cover the ground as fast as possible. So there we go. We're already on to Miller 3, and then as you can see we're only 0.62 miles to go, and that will be that first turnoff now, so we won't be going as far as we were. So here we come already, and yes, 758, we have to get onto that. And then we go all the way forward to 769, which I guess, let me see. Yeah, so that looks like it'll be an autumn. Oh, so I'm going to have to come up here and then go there and back. So we're going to have to let some of the automated switching do its thing too. We basically need all the cars on the yellow, so we've got the quarter mile to go. It's a nice, quiet little thing. So these guys probably, you know, they get to watch these trains do this stuff all the time. That might have been fun as a little kid. You know, you live there. They got a lot of cars stacked in their yard. That's the stereotype with, you know, rural America. You know, cars on blocks in your front yard. But unfortunately, they're living up to it pretty well there. Alright, point 1. Again, this I could be in trouble. Because again, if somehow, well, I would have hit it already, so. But, well, just to be safe, because I don't know what triggers, honestly, what triggers the 10-mile-an-hour limit. So again, because this is off, and again, like the last thing I want is to have a problem. I mean, it should warn me, but, you know, shoulda, woulda, coulda type things. If you know what I mean. I don't know that it's worth worrying about at this point, so we'll just let him creep back. So 1. Because right now, again, like, we'd be on the other, like, you couldn't get to the other siding yet, is why you've got to be pushed back enough. So, you know, and there's no point in, like, rushing it. I've got plenty of room here. So, like, now I can start to slow down, because it's going to slow down pretty fast, because, again, I don't want to leave the, you know, start moving the cars forward, and then somehow they're off where they should be, and then we have a problem. So again, we're going to turn this, and then we're going to go here, and basically I'm uncoupling from that point there as soon as we start moving. So we're waiting for the brakes to drain off, for the pressure to leave, so that I have no brakes. There we go. And there we go. Now let's move the locomotives out of the way. So there we go. And now again, we're moving much faster. We're only at 13%, and we're already now starting to get to that speed very, very quickly. So, but the hard part, in theory, is over. The part we need to worry about now is just speeding here and there. But at this point, yes, we need to stop at siding 769, which we can't get to without basically going past, backing up, and then going forward. So there's still a little bit of dancing that needs to happen, but nothing significant. So we can change that. Now again, I don't have to stop at Miller Approach, I just have to get far enough that the switches trigger. So we'll definitely take a look at that and see. So we're moving up, but again, we left those there, we left those there, these were here, but then we did a couple rows of these. So, you know, we've been pretty busy. No one can accuse us of not staying busy. So I think that piece there, I think that's 769. Yes, it is. So that is where we're trying to get to, but as you can see, we obviously can't from here, but those are the, I think those boxes there are the automatic switches. So I need to get past here. And so in theory, I'm probably kind of getting onto Miller Approach. I just don't necessarily need to go as far. You know, we'll see. Like, let me take a look. Yeah, it didn't flip yet. But now if I start, let's see. Will it flip? See, or do I have to get all the way off? See, I may have to. Because, yeah, I may have to get off the blue. So, let me see. So, let me get onto Miller Approach. And we'll just kind of see if... I kind of would like to see it flip. I just don't know that I will. But let's see. Like, now I'm clear. So, that's interesting, is all I can say. Come on. It's still not doing it, is it? Nope. Alright. So we'll go forward a bit more. I mean, or am I looking at the wrong thing? No, that's it. Why is this not going? Yeah, show task, center player. I don't know, do I have to maybe turn around? Sometimes that works that way too, so let me do that. And then when I basically flip it in the other direction, like then it knows I'm going. So we'll take a look, because I kind of want to understand a bit of how this works. It is not doing what I would like it to do. Because see, now it's putting me on Miller number 3. Like, how do I get where I need to be? Is this not going to let me finish this? That would be really disappointing. Let's see. No, that didn't flip it either. Yeah, it is not... It is not letting it go. Is there another way to get there? I mean, there really isn't. I need to get down here, but I can't switch those. Technically, it's telling me that I can't... Alright, there is no danger. So is it gonna... Oh, this is gonna be really disappointing. I'm also worried at this point, like, if I take much longer, am I going to run the risk of, like, another train coming? I mean, at this point, I'm just dancing around here because the automatic signals won't change. Because, yeah, it has to come down here. And it just is not doing that. Alright, I'm going to get all the way off the approach. Which I am now. Yeah, it is not flipping back. Show task. Because, like, there's no other way to get there. I mean, let's be honest about that. Alright, so now if I flip over, and now if I go, will it let me, and will it act differently? It did not. So, like, the only thing I can do is hope. Because this is telling me, like, 2-point-something miles. Like, I don't understand. It's like it doesn't know where I'm going. So it's almost like this scenario is bugged, which would really be disappointing. Because I'm also worried I'm going to get yelled at for turning onto this because it's red. I mean, because in theory, I shouldn't cross that signal. Alright, well now it did it. I don't like that. Let me just be honest. I really don't like that. Because now the question is, like, how far is it going to take me? I guess I need to go down that siding there. And then in theory, it should flip me around. So now it'll turn me. So we'll head over there. Make sure we're clear. And now we'll put the brakes on. And then in theory, it should change over again when I start moving and take me where I need to go. But again, I don't like the way it's doing it. So right now I should be able to do that. You know, because it's not putting me there yet. Because now it's taking me to Miller Approach. Yeah, it's not where I want to be. Because it's, I don't think, gonna shift me where I need to go. I mean, it could at any point in time. Like, this thing could trigger. But it's not. Oh, it did. Oh, man. I guess you just need to understand the quirks of the game. I don't know how else to explain it. And again, we'll see if this is a 10-mile-an-hour siding. It doesn't look like it. So I don't really know where the trigger points are. Like, could I have done it earlier and turned around without doing everything I was doing? I don't really know. But at this point, we're going to get everything on. Because again, we want to be off. And then we're going to stop ourselves before we go off the end. And I assume, again, it'll give us a little bit of time. And then it will give me some credit. And tell me that I've completed the scenario. So definitely more work than it should have been there at the end. So if anyone knows, you know, if you play this and you understand how these work, or you've built scenarios more importantly, alright, we're done. Great work, engineer. So there we go. I don't know why I got 0 XP gained, but I didn't. So, is it just gonna mark me? No, I'm not happy too. Like, did I not get the stars? It didn't even say I finished it. Well, that's really... that's crazy. Like, it should not have done that to me. Alright, well, I know I did it. So, in any event, we're complete, even though it doesn't say we're complete. So, maybe I'll do some digging on the internet and see. But, there's one thing I've learned. People have been like, yeah, they've, like, submitted, hey, this doesn't work, and they just never get fixed. Dovetail doesn't look at them or whatever. But in any event, if you've enjoyed me working through this scenario and haven't dropped a like, please consider that. And if you have not subscribed to the channel, please consider that. I'll see you next time.